Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name's the Disney Darling, and today we have a special guest star with us. This is Andy from the Mr. R Show.
Hey everybody.
As you can see, we are not social distancing, so shame on us. But we are on location filming in Andy's bedroom. We are in South Carolina.
So sorry for all the paintings and the pictures up here.
We're huge Gamecock fans. Sorry about that. It is what it is. But if you like anything you see here, Disney or travel related, please be a darling and subscribe to my channel. And also, don't forget to subscribe to the Mr. R Show. Alright, so today we thought we would bring you a Pixar movie rating list, and we are going to do part 1 today. That's going to be our rankings 22 up till 11. And then the next video will be our top 10 Pixar films. So for me, personally, I am not rating based on technique in the movies or like what I think is a better quality movie for the most part. I am going to do some based on nostalgia and just what I like personally better.
Yeah, I'm a little bit more of the technicality side, kind of the opposite, her yin to the yang, or whatever you want to call it. Some of it will be based on personal preference, but it will also be based on just how well of a movie it is.
Also, just to note, I wanted to let everyone know these ears are at Walmart for $5. Go America. Happy Memorial Day weekend, everybody. So I thought I would do my America vibe. All right, so moving on. We're going to jump right on into our list. You want to go first or you want me to?
It's your channel. I'll let you go.
All right. So my last ranked Pixar movie, so number 22, would be The Good Dinosaur. I've said on my channel before, I hate that movie. I think it's trash. Not to be hateful, not to be hateful to Disney or anything, but the only thing I like about the movie is the animation. I think it's spectacular animation, but I think everything else is just not that good. I think it's a knockoff of The Lion King. It's already been done.
Yeah, I mean, The Good Dinosaur is this kind of movie. I don't have it as my 22. I think it's a little bit better than you're giving it credit for, but my 22 is actually going to be Cars 2. I think that is the worst movie ever, because while The Good Dinosaur at least tried something new, Cars 2 was a complete sellout. They focused on a main character that nobody wanted them to focus on. Tow Mater is a great side character, never makes a good film when you have the comic relief as the lead character. They made the movie solely to sell spy toys to kids, honestly. The premise makes no sense from the first film to the second film. And it was just a complete mess. And this, to me, has to be just the worst Pixar movie.
Yeah, I can agree with that in a way, but because the next one on my list, number 22, is Cars 2, in fact. I definitely don't think it's a good movie. I definitely think Disney was just trying to make that cha-ching. They were being Scrooge McDucks and just trying to get some money. I love Tow Mater, though. He's one of my favorite characters from Cars, so I enjoyed seeing him in the movie a little more. But I can agree with my brother here. The plot was kind of weak, and it really was just for money.
Yep, yeah. My 21 is not Cars 2. I just had it. It's actually Monsters University. Kind of the same thing of what I said about Cars 2. But just, I think Monsters University just did a little bit better. It's a prequel movie that was not needed at all. I mean, the movie was fine. It was average, but I just don't like movies that are made for no reason. It doesn't need to be made.
So a lot of people are going to want to slit Andy open because they love the Monster University. It's not my favorite.
Monsters Inc. is really, really good. You'll see it later. Yeah. But the prequel sequel is not. It's just not good. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So my number 20 is Brave. So let me just say, I like the movie. I think it's cute. I think it's a nice motherly bond with a daughter. But I'm not really into that movie. I know she's a princess and from Scotland, and that's where a lot of our family roots are from. So we should like that movie a lot more, but we don't. I don't know. I'm just not a huge fan of it. Wish I was. Wish I was more of a fan, but it is what it is.
Yeah, Brave is going to be lower on my list. It's not my number 19. But, is it number 20?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, guys. I skipped. Yeah, number 20. We're at number 20.
Okay. My number 20 is not going to be Brave. It's actually going to be The Good Dinosaur. since we kind of got rid of the sellout movies, is what I like to say, the bottom two
The
sellout
sellout
movies.
movies.
Um, it's the first original movie that we'll get on this Pixar list, and the worst of the batch is The Good Dinosaur. A lot of what you were saying, this story just doesn't make sense. It doesn't really work well. The animation is the only thing saving it from being really the worst Pixar movie. Period. But it's just not a good film. I agree with what you said there.
Yep. Number 19 for me is Cars 3. The only reason I don't have it lower on this list is because I'm a huge Cars fan. The movie was not bad. It wasn't a complete, money grab. And I liked it. It was nice to end a trilogy. But my biggest issue with it is that, sorry guys, my brother's girlfriend is texting him. But anyway, Cars 3 is my number 19, and it's all based on my preference and my love for it. I just don't care for it all that much. Cars is a lot higher on my list because I'm a huge Cars 1 fan. But the third one, I was a little butthurt that there wasn't more of Sally and McQueen in there because I was waiting for that love to flourish, and that pissed me off a little bit. I'm just going to be honest. So I'm a little butthurt about that movie. So
yeah, Cars 3 would definitely be very, very soon on my list, but a movie before Cars 3, my number 19 is Brave.
Okay, Brave.
It's kind of like I'm just playing a broken record with the things you say sometimes with Brave. I like the theming of the movie. I like the location of it, but I feel like they just didn't work very well. It's a lot kind of like what we're talking about when we talk about Onward. It's a specific niche movie that if you don't like it, you're just going to be turned off from it a lot. It's a Pixar movie, so it's still going to be fine for anybody to watch, but it does not live up to what Pixar is capable of.
Mm-hmm. All right, my number 18, and before anybody, tears me to ribbons here, my number 18 is Onward. But let me be honest why. Like my brother just said, it is a niche movie, and I could care less about any of it, really. I'm not into the Mystics and the D&D and Quest. I hate Quest movies. I'm not a huge action movie person. I really love romance and drama. I'm a huge Bachelor fan, soap operas, stuff like that. I'm super into that. So Onward was not my favorite movie. I did enjoy watching it. I will say that I enjoyed watching it that one time, but I am not interested really in ever seeing it again. The only thing that I will say that this movie, I give it a bow down to it kind of thing here, is that it did finally do something for two brothers. I feel like a lot of movies with Disney lately, it's all about girl power, which I'm for that, but I'm very happy to see something done for the boys because they matter too. So yay, good job, Pixar.
Thank you for including us boys in that one. My number 18 is actually going to be Cars 3. So I think we both agree that Cars 3 is not the worst, but the second worst Cars movie. I 100% agree. I did not like the story almost at all.
On Cars 3?
I do not like Cruz Ramirez as a character. I don't know why. She turns me off anytime I watch the movie. I just hated her in the movie. I wanted to see, like you said, more of Lightning McQueen, more of Sally. Just didn't work like I wanted it to, and Cars 3 is that low on my list.
So we're laughing because our cat Scarlet, we call her Scar Baby, might be making an appearance in a second here. She
just grab her.
We're gonna grab her for you just so you can see her. But this is Scar Baby. We love her. She's our favorite. Hey, say hey to the camera.
Claws.
All right, go ahead and go on. But
Thank you, Scarlet.
This cat is my brother's cat. She sleeps with him and loves him so much. But anyway, moving back on to our list. My number 17 is Monsters University. I think it is a good movie. I enjoy it, but like my brother said, it's a little bit of a cash grab.
Get that tail out there, cat. Come here. Don't meow with me.
It's a little bit of a cash grab. I like the story, but I felt like it wasn't as developed as it could have been. For me personally, I would have rather seen a Monsters 2, that had something in relation to the first one, and then maybe they could have done a spinoff. Mm-hmm. But I have a lot of questions from the first one that I would have liked to seen explained. So that for me is why it's number 17. But I do enjoy it. I think it's a cute idea that the monsters are at school. So I like that.
Hopefully we get some of those answers in the new Laugh Floor Disney Plus show Well, that's
if it
coming out
happens.
hopefully soon, but you know how the whole virus is changing everything. Moving on to my list, this one's gonna really upset her a lot. But my number 17 is the first Cars. That low, I know you just want to kill me right now, but honestly, you know, it's tough with Pixar because they make so many great films. We're starting to get into the above average territory, about to get to the actual good territory. I like Cars. I used to watch it all the time as a kid. Maybe that oversaturation is the reason why I just don't like it as much as I used to. But it just doesn't jive for me as well. I like this story, but I feel like it's too cookie cutter formula sometimes with it.
So, yeah, I would say that, like, this part of the list gets to where, you know, the movies are great. And, you know, at this point, almost every movie on this list is a great movie. Pixar only has a few movies that are bad. And even they're bad or better than the average movies. So it's like, now, I mean, I just don't, I want to put that out there that Pixar is amazing movies. They hardly ever have flops, if ever had a flop. Like, the cash grabs suck, but they're not flops most of the time. So let's go forward. At this point in our list, I think you may agree with me, we're at the great movies.
There's one more. There's one more for me that I would not consider great, but then we'll start getting there.
Okay, well, we're at number 16 now, right? All right, so for me... I'm just going to go ahead and say I do not like the Finding Nemos and the Finding Dories.
So you clumping them together?
No, I'm not. I'm just letting you know that I'm not a huge Nemo fan. And the sea. And I know people are going to boo me out of the world.
Those comment sections are
I know you guys are going to rip me apart. But me personally, I think it's because I watched it so much as I was a kid. Kind of like Andy with Cars, that I'm just so sick of it. And when it came out when I was like 6 maybe, and I mean that's the only movie any kid ever wanted to watch. Everybody was Nemo. I mean they were obsessed with it. But I will say one thing. I will say the Finding Nemo the musical, if that could be on the top of this list, that would be the top of that list. That's a good musical. That's one of my favorite musicals I've ever seen at Disney now. So I love it. But the movie, I'm done. But my number 16 with that tangent being done is Finding Dory.
Okay, I'm glad you didn't say Finding Nemo.
Yeah, Finding Dory is number 16. And I like Finding Dory. I think it's cute, but it's not my go-to movie. Like, if I'm going to sit down and watch a Pixar movie, Dory's at the bottom of my list. So that's why she's on there. And it's not because I don't like the movie. I just don't care to watch her all the time.
Yep. My last movie that I would not consider great or even good, really. Number 16, I think another one that you're not going to like, my pick from, is A Bug's Life. I think just me being the age of when I grew up, that wasn't never a movie that ever was shown. I don't like some of the plot points in the movie. I don't like some of the characters. I love the grasshoppers. I think they're a saving grace of the movie. I think just the voice actors are amazing for them. I just never really liked the movie that much. Or I just never really liked the movie. I wouldn't say like it's a bad movie structurally, but it's just not my cup of tea, if you will.
So yeah, Bug's Life is actually in my top 10, so we're definitely opposite on that. But my number 15, no surprise here, would be Finding Nemo. I lump them pretty much together because it's based on what I want to watch. Remember, I'm not ranking it sometimes best. I'm not ranking these movies based on the quality, how great they are. It's most of the time what I want to watch. Again, I don't care to watch Finding Nemo hardly ever again because I saw it so much as a kid. I'm done. There are parts of it that I like the seagulls and all of that. I know people are going to be sad and mad and angry at me, but I'm telling you my opinion. We all got them, so move along.
Well, okay then. My first good Pixar movie, probably the worst of the good movies, the most recent one also, my 15 is Onward. Unlike her over here, I love this niche movie. Since I enjoy the adventure action movie like this, I really enjoyed Onward. I love having, me being a male, as you can probably see. I love seeing male empowerment movies, especially when it,
for sure.
Not trying to spoil anything, but the ending of it being what I thought was perfect way to end it. It's not what people would expect. I think the voice actors do amazing. Chris Pratt and Tom Holland always do a great job in anything.
I love Chris Pratt.
And they're in. And at first, I thought I was going to hate one of the brothers. Turns out I loved him as the movie went on. Everything about this movie to me was really fun. It wasn't a very great movie, hits you in the gut kind of movie.
Yeah.
But it's just a fun time if you don't take things too seriously.
That's true. Yeah, I can agree with that for sure. All right, number 14 for me is Incredibles 2. So my heart broke when I saw that one because to me the only amazing parts of it was the Jack and the cookie. Like Jack was amazing in that movie. But Incredibles was a movie I used to watch every weekend when I went to my grandparents' house. Every weekend. Every weekend I would eat some chips and watch Incredibles 1. So the second one did not live up to the hype for me, and that's why it's so low on my list, because I had waited 10 years, I think, to see The Incredibles, and I was mad. I was angry. I wanted to see more. But yeah, I mean, that's why it's so low, because that broke me down. But I do like some parts of it. I think it's cool that Mrs. Incredible was the superhero, and Mr. Incredible stayed home with the kids. I mean, that was cool, and I liked, of course, Jack and the raccoon scene, and I'm trying to think if there's anything else in that movie that I really liked, but that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, I can see your anger there, and I duly noted. But 14 for me is also going to be Finding Dory. A lot of what you said about it, but I like the Finding Nemo movies a little bit more than you, just because I didn't watch it as much. When I was very nervous about this movie because I was like, how are they going to do it? But I think they turned out pretty well. I think being focused on Dory was a little bit annoying at first, but as you watch the full movie, it kind of works in a weird, strange way. I like the movie. I like the new characters they added. Well, at least some of them. Some of them were a little annoying, but I really liked it. I laughed my butt off for some reason when they had the scene where the truck is flying over the bridge. I died laughing.
Gerald's awesome.
Gerald
from that
was
movie.
hilarious. It was just a good time. It's
Becky.
It's not as good as the original. It's not as good as the original as most sequels are, and it is my number 14.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, it's a good movie. It's just not my favorite. And we have definitely, like I said, these are all great movies. So my number 13 is Ratatouille. I just recently watched that movie again as an adult, probably the last 2 months during quarantine, and I really liked it as an adult more than I did as a kid.
Definitely.
That was another movie that I watched all the time in school. I think it was very popular or came out when I was in 6th grade. So that was every time we had like a field day or a day we got popcorn or something, that was the movie they put in. But I love the France scenes. I think that's pretty. And I love how the message anyone can cook is portrayed. And that's a good feel-good movie to me. And I just think it's so cute. And Remy the rat is adorable. And I just like a lot about that movie. It's a really good one.
Yeah, a lot of these Pixar movies, as we're getting to the upper echelon of these movies, are, when you get older, they're even better. Because as a kid, you might not understand some of the meanings or even hidden jokes in the movies. So it makes it just better when you rewatch it as an adult. My number 13 is The Incredibles 2. I was not disappointed like she was. I thought it was a really, really good movie. Not as good as the original, because I really didn't like Miss Elastigirl or as the protagonist.
Miss Elastigirl.
I messed up. As the main superhero, I think they could have done a better job with it. I think they mishandled it a little bit. I think they were forcing some things on us that I just didn't like. I think they could have done it a lot better. It's just still good. Every single time, to me, the best way to summarize this movie, honestly, is anytime they had family scenes, like with Mr. Incredible, Jack, Dash, all of them together. I love the movie. I thought this was great. Good. And the mode with Jack was hilarious. Every single part like that. This is a top 10 movie. When Elastigirl came on the screen, and they had the screenslaver that got dropped, and then they had another villain. It just was weird to me, and that's what caused it to be lower down on the list. It's still really good. It's still number 13, so it's middle of the pack, but it's still a good movie.
Right.
It's still a B+ movie, but it shows how good Pixar is.
Right, yeah. So my number 12 would be Monsters, Inc. I really love this movie. I think it is so cute and adorable. I think there's wonderful theming in it. I really love the put that thing back where it came from, or so help me musical line at the end. Like, I love that. And I love Googly Eyes and Boogly Boo, or whatever their little nicknames are for each other. Like, I think that's so cute. I don't know. I just think it is a really well animated movie, and I think there's so much heart behind it. And I just love that.
Yeah. That's a little low. A little low on the list in my opinion, but
Hey, it's just guys. Again, it's based on what I would go and sit in my living room and watch.
But moving on to your controversial pick to my controversial pick, honestly, my number 12 is one that a lot of people want to say is the best Pixar movie, but for me it's not, and that's Inside Out. I have Inside Out all the way at 12 because I think I have two sides. I have my emotional side and then what I think of as like just trying to be critical of it. Critically, I think it's one of the best movies they ever made. But to me, anytime I watch the movie, I'm just bored. I'm sorry to say that, and that's going to hurt a lot of people's feelings. And you're going to say, he's awful, don't have him on the channel anymore. I hate this guy. And that's fine. I get it. But,
he's not going anywhere.
But I don't like Inside Out that much. I think critically it's a really good movie. It's really great. But I just don't ever want to watch it unless I'm doing a video about it. I just don't want to. So that's why it has to be a 12 for me.
Hey, and again, that's your opinion, and you're right, and you have an opinion. Just kidding. Anyway, number 11, and this is going to be it for this video today, because we are going to save the top 10 for the next one. But my last one on this rating list is Toy Story 4. I love Toy Story 4. That movie, I'm just going to tell you the truth. I went in the theater with my husband. I sat down. The second that song came on, my eyes were blaring tears, just bawling my eyes out because I was so excited to play with my pals again. That's how I felt in the deepest part of my soul. I was so happy, you don't understand.
I got to start crying. Now.
That's my childhood right there. Like the Toy Story is my movie because it came out the year I was born. So, I don't know. That just got me. I think Toy Story 4 was one of the funniest Pixar. I honestly believe it's probably the funniest Pixar movie out here yet. Probably. On this list, I debatably would say this is one of the funnier movies. Loved Key and Peele in there. That was great. I loved Bo Peep being in there. Bo is my favorite character from the Toy Story gang, except for Lotso. But he's not in every movie, so can we really call it? You know what I mean. But from the beginning to the end, Bo is my girl. Like, their romance together, oh man. I gotta stop talking about it, but it is so far down on that list, only because the other Toy Stories are better, and the other movies I like a little more than the last Toy Story 4, but I love it.
Yeah, this is the first time on the list that we agree on a spot, which is, we did not... we didn't plan this out. We didn't try to do different stuff like that.
We didn't talk about it beforehand.
But Toy Story 4 is my number 11. This movie came out when Toy Story 3 came out when I was, I want to say like 10. I would say something like that. 9 maybe.
Yeah, about right.
And I remember going to that and crying my eyes out during the furnace scene. And we'll talk about that more later. And Toy Story 4 is very emotional. Maybe... So you can debate maybe more emotional in the ending scene. You guys go watch it for yourself, please. But to me, the reason why it is not a top 10 movie, and it's definitely not the best Toy Story 4 movie, which
You mean the best Toy Story movie?
Yeah, and not a top 10 movie.
Right.
Is because the way they kind of wanted to put so many characters in the movie.
Right, yeah.
That they kind of put the original gang here, and the movie went this way. And then they also... Buzz's character in this movie... really, really, really irritates me, and that's what turns this movie off. Is I love Forky, I love the new addition to the characters.
I thought I was gonna hate Forky.
But if you add new characters, you cannot sacrifice the ones that everyone's going up for 3 movies for. Buzz is a completely different character in this movie. He goes from this independent, smart, backup leader to Woody, to being this comic relief character. Buzz is not a comic relief character. You have other ones like that. You have Rex, that's comic relief. Mr. Potato Head. You don't need Buzz Lightyear, who's one of your main 4 or 5 characters in the Toy Story franchise, to be someone who gets confused on who he is.
Yeah, that inner voice thing.
That was the stupidest thing they could have done. That you changed that one part of the movie. This is a top 5 movie in my opinion. You don't.
Yeah, I can agree with that. That would probably be right after Toy Story 3 for me.
You have the emotion. You have the comedy. You have Bo Peep giving her a story and Woody a story that matters. When no one thought this, 10 years later, no one thought this movie was needed, was gonna be good. Everyone was scared. It turned out better than people thought. Should have been even better, but that one instance with Buzz is just completely makes me not. I'm gonna watch it again. I love it, but that's what makes it not a top 10, not a top 5, and definitely the worst Toy Story.
Yeah,
movie.
I mean, when I first heard they were making a Toy Story 4, I was pissed because I didn't want them to ruin my trilogy.
We thought the Muppets were kidding when they said the Tom Hanks line.
I mean, but the Muppets called it, and I love the Muppets now. They've never steered me wrong yet. But really, at first, we didn't think we needed a Toy Story 4, but now I honestly can tell you it's something we needed. And my life wouldn't be complete without it. I really wouldn't have been. Quick little question here for everybody watching at home. If you guess... sorry. So Betty White was actually in Toy Story 4. I bet you didn't all know that. I actually found that out the other day on a Betty White trivia type video. If you know which toy she was, please comment down below. I want to see if anyone else knows out there.
I don't. Sure
I do. And I will give you a high five, like a clap, if you get it right. But thank you, Andy, for joining us today. I'm glad that you guys were able to see my Pixar ratings. And please stay tuned. Part 2 of this series will be coming out in the next few days. I can't promise exactly when, but it will be coming out. So thank you guys again for coming. Happy Memorial Day. And let me know in the comments down below. Do you agree with us? Do you think we're stupid? Do you have any other opinions that you'd like to tell us? Please let us know. All right, guys. Thanks for coming. Bye-bye, my darlings. Bye-bye.